at the New Release Wednesday show, and we are here with the creators of Tuskegee Heirs. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Greg Burnham and
Marcus Williams.
All right, so before we begin, tell us a little bit about the book.
Tuskegee Heirs is a futuristic sci-fi. It takes place like 80 years from now. You have 5 teen pilots that are learning to fly at a time when man piloting is actually illegal. So they're learning to fly in the P-51s that the Tuskegee Airmen actually flew, but they'll get upgraded. I can do this smoothly. Yeah, they'll get upgraded to these jets. These jets will turn into these robots from time to time, and the kids will actually pilot them. So we're in the future. We did that for a specific reason. We didn't want to alter or change any of the history, so we can drop little nuggets of the Tuskegee Airmen history in the book. We also wanted to add young ladies to the team, so we have 2 young ladies in the team, and then robots. We love robots, and Marcus likes to draw robots.
That is true.
And so we're going to ahead and put some robots in here.
So the story starts out following young Abel,
Yes.
and he thinks he's going to be a crop duster.
Yes. We're actually quiet about his history because it's going to be revealed over time, but he has ended up in the hands of Colonel Mars, and Colonel Mars, I said, the piloting's illegal, so they're kind of masquerading as crop dusters who do remote crop dusting. So, yeah.
So without getting into any spoilers, because I've already read issues 1 and 2, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone else, can we expect after the ending of issue 2 that things are going to get much more intense?
There is some intensity coming. If you get to the end of number 2, it's kind of, we leave you in a spot where there's really no other thing that can happen except for intensity. So, yeah.
And what was the inspiration behind this book for you guys?
There are several. Like, number 1, we wanted to do something that we wish that we could have seen when we were kids. We actually had an older gentleman who came to one of our book signings, and he was, kind of lamenting about how kids don't know anything about flying, and they don't know the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, that kind of stuff. So Marcus said, hey, I was thinking about drawing some young Tuskegee Airmen. I was like, we should put it in the future. And he was like, we should have robots, and then our heads exploded, and it sent us down this road that we're still on a couple years later.
Well, having read the first 2 issues, I can say that I definitely highly recommend it. Where can everybody find you guys online?
TuskegeeHeirs.com, Tuskegee Heirs, and that's Heirs, and that's on
There we go.
On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all 3. And then you have Marcus the Visual on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's just THE visual word. And then I'm Greg Burnham, and Greg_Burnham 7 on Instagram, and Greg Burnham Book on Twitter.
And if someone wants to come see your guys' booth at the next con, where can we find you next?
We'll be in Chicago next weekend at C2E2.
That's a great show.
And then next up would be which one?
Excuse me, you are not going to have an attitude here.
Universal Fan Con.
All right.
Excuse us one second. We gotta finish this interview.
All right. Any parting words you want to say to the fans?
No, just thanks for. Well, yes, I do. Thank you for all the support. All the people that are purchasing online, coming to the shows. It's hard because we're doing something that we were always told couldn't be done, and so now that we're doing it, you guys provide that validation, and it's the most important validation, way more important than any network or any publisher or anything. So just thank you to everybody that really looks out for us.
All right, so once again, it's Alicia G with New Release Wednesday. Thank you to both of you for coming out here to AwesomeCon this weekend, and best of luck with your guys' books.
We love AwesomeCon. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right. Okay. Ready? Marcus Williams is my name. I have been a professional illustrator, I believe, for over, it's closer to 19 years now. There are a number of different projects I've worked on, great artistic, milestones that I've done. I've worked with Cartoon Network, been in the animation side of things, did storyboards, comics, and things of that nature. Tuskegee Heirs is a concept that I rolled around in my mind for a little while in terms of trying to create something that was as exciting for this young generation now as Voltron was for me when I was a kid. The concept was, well, what if you take the Tuskegee Airmen and just make it a young cast and put all the history, put all the great moral, the wonderful work ethic, the problem solving against the world, mentality into that, and really empower young kids to watch something, be excited.
I'm Burnham, a children's book writer and co-creator of Tuskegee Heirs. Tuskegee Heirs is set about 80 years from the current day. It's about 5 pilots. They're all children, ages 14 to 19, that are going to come across some really cool machines and basically be the Earth's last line of defense. The idea came about, Marcus basically brought the concept to me in its beginning stages, and then we sat down, we were both excited. We worked on it for maybe an hour just to get the basic premise, a lot of yelling and fighting with each other till we were both excited and happy with what we came up with. And then from there, Marcus put one illustration online.
Coming to the museums, there's a ton of wonderful imagery that just creatively I want to use verbatim. I want to show the actual image, and I want to illustrate the characters from Tuskegee Heirs doing just about the same scene.
We just feel like the world needs to see this. We need to see it ourselves. But you got 5 pilots, they're all black, and they're the heroes of the story. Not to say there won't be other races or cultures in the book and series, because there will, but it's just something that we've never seen done before.
I suppose at the end of everything, I want parents to be highly supercharged, to be very, very motivated to put their children in front of this, whether it's the comic, whether it be the animated series down the road. It can be a video game in the future, it can be toys, it can be merchandising. I want them to feel very proud. There's tons of family that are connected, descendants that are connected to the Tuskegee Airmen. There is production cost. We have a comic book to create. I do illustration full-time, so in order to make time to produce that book, you are definitely donating to the production of the actual graphic novel. If you just want to see it succeed, if you want to see us change history with this kind of a project, we would love to have your support. And we look forward to, publishing something and producing something that everyone can be proud of.
For days.
We'll be right back.